The air in Toronto on June 12, 2025 felt different. It was charged with a unique kind of electricity, a mix of anticipation and tension. This was the night Kendrick Lamar brought his monumental GNX tour to the Rogers Centre. This was not just another stop on a record-breaking tour. This was a direct and deliberate move into enemy territory, the very heart of Drake's kingdom. For months, the world had watched their feud explode through blistering diss tracks. Now Kendrick was here to deliver the final word, not through a recording, but in person, in front of the people who called Drake their hometown hero. The significance was impossible to ignore. The journey to this moment was paved with unprecedented success. The GNX tour, co-headlined with SCA, had already been smashing records across North America. From Minneapolis to Atlanta, stadiums filled to capacity, with attendance numbers breaking previous hip-hop concert records. Kendrick's 2024 album, also titled GNX, had dominated streaming charts, solidifying his status as a titan of the industry. He even became the first rapper to cross the 100 million monthly listener mark on Spotify. This tour was not just a series of concerts, it was a victory lap celebrating a period of immense creative and commercial triumph. Toronto was set to be its crowning jewel. The city itself was buzzing with an energy that could be felt on every street corner. Security was noticeably heightened, a clear sign of the concert's high stakes. Social media was flooded with videos of police lines outside the venue, and rumors of a 25-officer escort for Kendrick only added to the drama. Fans, however, were not deterred. They were energized. The demand for tickets had been so overwhelming that an extra show had to be added in Toronto, a testament to the city's hunger to witness this historic event. It was clear that this wasn't just a show, it was a cultural moment that everyone wanted to be a part of. This concert was the culmination of a rap battle that had captivated the world. Tracks like Euphoria and Family Matters had set the stage, but it was Not Like Us that truly landed the knockout blow. The song's accusations were sharp, personal, and devastatingly effective. Bringing this anthem of disrespect directly to Toronto was a power move of epic proportions. It was a challenge thrown down on Drake's own doorstep, forcing his city to choose a side. Kendrick Lamar wasn't just performing, he was making a statement, and all of Toronto was there to hear it loud and clear. Inside the Rogers Centre, the atmosphere was explosive. From the moment Kendrick Lamar stepped onto the stage, the sold-out crowd was in a state of pure ecstasy. Every lyric of every song was shouted back at him with ferocious passion. But everyone knew what they were really waiting for. The anticipation for one particular song hung heavy in the air, a shared secret among the tens of thousands gathered. This was more than a concert. It was a collective experience, a unified front ready to participate in a piece of hip-hop history. The energy was palpable, a roaring wave of sound and emotion that filled every inch of the massive stadium. When the instantly recognizable beat of Not Like Us finally dropped, the stadium erupted. It was a deafening roar, a release of all the pent-up energy from the months-long feud. The crowd didn't just sing along, they screamed the lyrics with a raw, cathartic fury. Seeing a Toronto audience enthusiastically rap along to lines accusing their own local champion of being a colonizer was a surreal and powerful sight. It was a moment of public betrayal, a city seemingly turning its back on its most famous son. Kendrick stood back, a slight smile on his face, letting the crowd's voice become the main instrument. The performance of the diss track was a moment of pure spectacle. The song itself is an anthem, and in that arena, it became a war cry. As the final notes faded, the crowd's response was immediate and unanimous. They wanted more. Chants of run it back," echoed through the Rogers Centre, a demand for an encore of that specific song. They weren't just enjoying a hit, they were savouring a victory. Kendrick, ever the showman, obliged. He performed Not Like Us again, and the crowd's energy somehow managed to grow even more intense, each word hitting harder than the last. This audience participation was the ultimate validation for Kendrick. It proved that his message had cut through, even here, in the one place Drake should have been safest. The sight of thousands of phone lights illuminating a stadium in Drake's hometown, all while his character was being dismantled on stage, was a powerful symbol. It showed that the battle was no longer just between two artists. It had spilled over into the public consciousness, and on this night in this city, the public had loudly and clearly chosen their victor. The crowd's reaction was more than just applause, it was a coronation. The timing of this concert could not have been more perfectly orchestrated for maximum impact. While Kendrick was holding court at the Rogers Center, Drake was supposed to be making a move of his own. He was scheduled to appear on a popular live stream with streamer Kai Cenat, an event many saw as a strategic attempt to pull attention away from Kendrick's show. However, just as the city was buzzing for the concert, news broke that the live stream had been postponed. The official reason cited a need for more time to review contest submissions, but the timing felt too convenient to be a coincidence. This failed counter-programming only amplified Kendrick's triumph. Drake's absence from the public eye on such a crucial night was deafening. While one artist was commanding a stadium full of roaring fans, the other was silent. It created a narrative of retreat, making Drake appear as though he was avoiding the confrontation happening in his own backyard. The postponed stream became a symbol of a missed opportunity, a tactical error that made Kendrick's success shine even brighter. In the battle for Toronto's attention, Kendrick had won by a landslide, and Drake wasn't even on the field to compete. The victory celebrations spilled out from the stadium and into the streets of Toronto. Fans flocked to New Ho King, a local Chinese restaurant that had been featured in Kendrick's Family Matters music video. The establishment, now an iconic landmark in the feud, embraced its newfound fame. The restaurant's owners offered a free round of drinks to fans who were there celebrating Kendrick, turning the location into an unofficial after-party headquarters. This small act of local support was incredibly symbolic, suggesting that even businesses in the city were aligning themselves with the Compton rapper over their hometown hero. The entire evening was a masterclass in symbolic warfare. Every element from the record ticket sales to the celebrations at the local restaurant contributed to the narrative of a successful invasion. Kendrick didn't just perform in Toronto, he claimed it for the night. He turned Drake's own city into the backdrop for his greatest victory in their long and bitter feud. By performing Not Like Us to a willing and eager crowd, he demonstrated that allegiance is not guaranteed by geography. He proved that in the court of public opinion, a powerful message can resonate anywhere, even in the heart of your rival's empire. As the echoes of the final encore faded, one thing was clear. June 12, 2025 was a monumental night for Kendrick Lamar. It represented a high point not just in his feud with Drake, but in his entire career. To enter an opponent's city and receive such a rapturous welcome is a rare feat in the history of hip-hop battles. He didn't just win over the crowd, he weaponized them. The image of the Toronto audience demanding a repeat of Not Like Us will be etched into the legacy of this conflict. It was a decisive and public display of dominance that shifted the power dynamic in a way no streaming number ever could. For Drake, the night was undoubtedly a tough moment. Having to witness his own city so enthusiastically embrace the artist who had publicly attacked him must have been a difficult pill to swallow. The feud had been largely fought over the airwaves and on social media, but this concert brought the battle into the physical world right to his front door. The postponed live stream, coupled with the overwhelming success of Kendrick's show, painted a picture of a champion on the defensive. It was a public relations blow that would be hard to recover from, a chink in the armor of the man who proudly calls himself the Sixth God. This event serves as a powerful chapter in the ongoing history of rap rivalries. It underscores the importance of the live performance as the ultimate arena for settling scores. While diss tracks can be debated endlessly online, the reaction of a live audience provides a clear and immediate verdict. Kendrick's Toronto show was a live referendum on the feud, and the results were overwhelmingly in his favor. He understood that victory wasn't just about having the last word, it was about where you said it and who was there to cheer you on as you did. In the end, Kendrick Lamar's concert in Toronto was more than just a successful tour stop. It was a coronation. He walked into the Lion's Den and was treated like a king. The night demonstrated his strategic brilliance and cultural power, solidifying his position at the very top of the rap game. For Drake, it was a stark reminder that no reign is absolute, and that even in your own hometown, the crown can be challenged. The Grand National Tour came to the sixth line, and for one unforgettable night, it felt like the city had a new ruler.